You either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. But Trae Young never got the first option. Trae Young has spent his entire career drawing loud boos and extreme levels of hate from his opponent's fan base. And today, he is one of the most polarizing figures in the sport. But just how exactly did Trae Young go from a 5-star recruit to the NBA's biggest villain? College career. After his senior year at Norman North High School, Trae Young was rated a 5-star prospect. He was considered one of the best point guards in the 2017 class and had offers from almost all the top basketball schools in the nation. He was considered one of the best point guards in the 2017 class and had offers from almost all the top basketball schools in the nation. Trae ultimately decided to commit to his hometown team, the University of Oklahoma. Young didn't skip a beat in his jump to the collegiate level. He quickly became Oklahoma's best player and was scoring a ton of points each game. However, Oklahoma is known more as a football school instead of a basketball one, so there was limited mainstream media attention for Young at the start of the season. But there are only so many 30 to 40 point games a kid can put up before he gets mentioned on ESPN. He was also leading the NCAA in points through the majority of the season. The hype train started for Trae as he was routinely brought up and discussed on a variety of sports shows. Members of the media were also drawing comparisons to Steph Curry, which was a very early and far-fetched example. He also received public compliments from LeBron James and Steph Curry. The continued media attention, public spotlight, and NBA legend comparisons infuriated opposing teams. They had heard enough about Trae and were desperate for his hype train to be derailed, only to watch Trae drop another 30 points against their team. Before Oklahoma played rival Oklahoma State during the season, Trae Young's phobia of birds became public knowledge, leading Oklahoma State fans to take photos of birds to hold up in an attempt to distract Young. Oklahoma State did win the game. However, Young did post 48 points, so I suppose the distraction kind of worked. After suffering a first-round loss in the 2018 NCAA basketball tournament, Trae Young declared he was foregoing the rest of his college eligibility and heading straight for the NBA draft. Trae propelled himself from a late first, early second-round pick to many thinking he was going to be the first player off the board in the 2018 NBA draft. Early NBA years. In the 2018 NBA draft, Trae Young was selected 5th overall by the Dallas Mavericks. However, he was then traded to the Atlanta Hawks for Luka Doncic. Young didn't explode out the blocks for his first NBA season, unlike Luka Doncic did for the Mavericks, and this had the Trae Young haters jumping for joy. They were calling him a bust and were loving watching him struggle to grasp the professional game. The Atlanta Hawks were definitely getting nervous as the player they originally drafted was playing so well, while Trae was lagging behind. However, the haters didn't get too much time to gloat. Trae began to get a feel for the speed of the game and started playing much better towards the second half of the year. In March 2019, Trae enraged any haters he had in Milwaukee even more when he scored a buzzer beater in overtime to win the game for the Hawks. And for anyone else who didn't like him, watching him do that would have certainly made their skin crawl. He even got mentions in the Rookie of the Year conversation and made the 2019 All-Rookie NBA team, which truly silenced those who were calling him a bust just months earlier. And if Trae still had doubters, he put them to sleep in his second season as he made the All-Star team. He scored a career-high 50 points against the Miami Heat and accounted for other 48 and 39-point games en route to a season average of 29.6 points per game. But his band of haters was growing larger. Fans despised his shooting antics where he would jump forward during a jump shot to try and draw a foul on the defender. He also showed signs of being a diva as he would complain and argue with referees at every opportunity he could. Sure, he was playing really well, but he was acting like an entitled superstar. But little did anyone know that his villain behavior was just getting started. 2021 playoffs. New York Knicks fans may want to skip this part. During his first NBA playoff appearance, Trae Young certainly made a lot of noise. The Atlanta Hawks faced the New York Knicks in the first round of the playoffs. It was the Knicks' first postseason appearance in 8 years, and Trae Young helped them make it one they won't forget. In Game 1 of the series in Madison Square Garden, Trae Young posted 32 points, 7 rebounds, and 10 assists, and he capped it off with a game-winning floating jump shot with 0.9 seconds left in the game, giving the Hawks the win and series lead. Young joined LeBron James, Derrick Rose, and Chris Paul as the only players in NBA history to score 30 points and 10 assists in their first playoff appearance. If his last-second score didn't enrage the Knicks enough, his celebration and taunting of the fans capped off his bad guy status. After he scored, he walked by the Knicks fans, put a finger to his mouth to silence them, then claimed it's quiet as F in here. This got quite the reaction from Knicks fans. Already known as a lively fan base, they got even more heated. They booed him heavily for the remainder of the series, and Trae Young was public enemy number one. Some fans took the mocking and booing too far, however, as one Knicks fan even spat on Trae during Game 2. But Trae seemed to thrive on the animosity. He played some of his best basketball through the rest of the series, including hitting a three-pointer which ultimately twisted the dagger and sealed the victory, and the advancement in the playoffs for the Hawks. After said three-pointer, Trae turned to the Knicks fans and took an iconic bow, a bow that resembled the same bow that Reggie Miller took, and it was almost 30 years prior when Reggie disrespected the Knicks by doing the choke gesture. However, this time, the Knicks couldn't mount a comeback, and the gesture didn't bite Trae back in the ass. To add even further insult to injury, Trae Young made an appearance for the WWE in Madison Square Garden 6 months after their playoff victory over the Knicks. Trae appeared on the WWE stage wearing an Atlanta Hawks hoodie and played up to the thunderous boos from the New York crowd. He looked like a veteran WWE bad guy as he soaked in the hatred from a sold-out arena full of fans who he broke playoff dreams for. It was the ultimate villain move as he fully played into the role of the Knicks killer and embraced his haters. Trae and the Hawks made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals of the playoffs that year before losing to the Bucks. But Trae Young and his mockery of the Knicks stole a lot of the headlines and made us all remember his name. The ultimate villain. The best movie villains are the ones you look at and immediately make you feel a little uneasy. They make you doubtful of them before they even say a word or do anything. For Trae Young, he invokes that very feeling for many basketball fans. He's been hated on for most of his playing career, and sometimes for just the way he looks. He doesn't look like a stereotypical NBA player. He looks more like your neighbor who always looks too awkward to say hello. That, combined with his natural smug look after he makes a big play, riles fans up as they can't believe someone who looks like that can destroy their entire team. Trae has also become one of the biggest showboaters in the league. He hit a little dance and shoulder shake before hitting a three against the Milwaukee Bucks in one of the most disrespectful jump shots in recent times. He's also usually one of the smallest guys on the court. He's only 6 foot 1 inch and weighs less than 170 pounds, so when he makes a big time shot and rubs your face in it, it's going to make you mad. Trae has all the qualities he needs to be a great villain. He has the arrogance against opposition crowds like Kobe Bryant did. He has the bold celebrations and mockery that Reggie Miller had. And he has the ability to back all his antics up when he needs to on the court. Trae is one of the most hated players in the NBA right now. He, Kevin Durant, and Russell Westbrook are fighting for that title. But if Trae Young can continue to thrive off the hate, remain calm while in the lion's den, and humiliate his opponent in the process, he will have every right to be called the most hated player in the NBA. The smug, arrogant, and talented Trae Young has become one of the most hated players in an entire franchise's history after just one playoff series against the Knicks. It's pretty impressive just how much hate he can garner with his antics. Before long, Trae Young may become known as one of the biggest villains in NBA history, and I don't think he'd want it any differently. Are there any Trae Young villain moments that we left out? Or what has Trae Young done to disrespect your team? Let us know in the comments below. Trae Young becoming a recognized superstar, for the right or wrong reasons, is bound to earn him millions of dollars in NBA contracts and even endorsement deals with companies who are willing to embrace the hate from fans. But it's seriously doubtful that he will ever surpass one of the highest earning former athletes in history. There is a former NBA player who has one of the highest net worths of any basketball player who you don't know about. Who is he? How did he become so rich? Watch here.
Yeah.